The No Fate channel checking in. Today I am doing a comprehensive review of my 3-week use with Bear Grips extra strength wrist wraps. And then after I do that deep dive, I am giving away a brand new unused pair to one of my lucky subscribers. If this is your first time to the No Fate 24/7 channel and you make it to the end of the video, please give it a like and consider hitting that subscribe button. Before I dive into my usage and review of Bear Grips extra strength wrist wraps, I want to quickly talk about why you might want to be using wrist wraps. Okay, so first off, your wrist can bend about 90 degrees, right? Some people are more flexible, less flexible. We'll just call that 90 degrees. And that's great. That's great for mobility. The truth is, though, if you are working out with weights and you are putting weight on your wrist, you don't want your wrist at 90 degrees when you actually have a weight in it. That actual pressure can be significantly damaging to your wrist. Many of you, if you're watching this video, probably have lifted for some length of time, and you may actually already have pre-existing injuries, whether from lifting, maybe it's carpal tunnel issues from typing on a computer for so long, or if you're in construction and you're doing tons and tons of manual labor, again, you may have wrist issues. So that is why people often use wrist wraps, to give their wrists support while they are weight training, while they are lifting or doing other manual labor, in order to protect their wrist from being overloaded and basically put at an extremely bad angle under pressure when they're lifting heavy weights. As an example, prime example, if you've ever watched powerlifting competitions, if you've ever watched the Olympics, oftentimes they have their wrists taped. If you've ever watched gymnastics in the Olympics, those girls, boys, men, women, they've got like some serious wrist wraps. I mean, their wrists literally couldn't move if they wanted them to. So beyond trying to show you how to protect your wrist when weight training, why am I doing a review of Bear Grips wrist wraps? Two reasons. There are a ton, and I do mean a ton, probably hundreds of companies selling wrist wraps or different versions of wrist wraps out there. And if you look at them online, they all look great. All the stock photos of people working out make them seem like they all work. Everyone's happy, everyone's in shape, and the only thing you really have to go on oftentimes are fake reviews and just the price differential. And what happens is when you get them at home, you realize that there are huge gaps in quality and stitching and whatnot between one pair of wrist wraps from company A and another pair of wrist wraps from company B. So that's the primary reason. The second reason, Bear Grips wrist wraps reached out to me and said that they wanted me to do an honest review. So I said, hey, if you want me to do an honest review, send me a pair to review, break in, use, see how I like them, and send me a second pair so that I can give one away to my valuable and very much appreciated subscribers. So let me quickly show you how I put them on. Each wrist wrap can only go on one side based on the thumb loop, okay? So this is my left-handed thumb loop, and when you put them on, you want to keep your fingers open and spread out. The reason being is that will actually open up the space in your carpal tunnel here, and that's actually going to make for a better, more comfortable fit and keep your wrist protected and keep it in a good position when you're securing this wrist wrap. So you put this on over your wrist, you wrap it around nice and snug, and then depending on what level of basically support you want, you can pull it super tight, you can pull it snug, and everywhere in between, and then you connect the Velcro and your wrist is locked in, and you can, as soon as you put this on, you're gonna feel that extra support. So now that I showed you how to put on the wrist wrap, let's talk about quality. And that's what really matters when you buy these wrist wraps, is because obviously when you make this purchase, you're hoping to have these wrist wraps for over a year or two. Oftentimes, if you get a good pair of wrist wraps, they will last you 3 years. A previous pair that I had actually broke at this thumb loop. So let's just start here in terms of quality with the thumb loop. You might not be able to see it on this video, but hopefully you can. This thumb loop is extremely durable, and it is like triple and quadruple sewn in. So that's one of the an instant standouts to me, because I had a previous pair break at the thumb loop. If you're not familiar with wrist wraps, once the thumb loop is broken, you can still kind of use them, but they're such a nuisance you're not going to want to, okay? So clearly the stitching and the thought was put into this thumb loop because it's so important to get that thumb loop that's going to last, because obviously when you have it on your thumb, it's going to be rubbing constantly over the use. Now, in terms of strength, these are extra strength wrist wraps. And you can tell because, and again, hopefully you can see this, there are 4 black lines. So they do sell light strength and medium strength and everywhere in between. But basically those number of black lines tells you the strength of the actual wrap in terms of how snug and how much support you're going to get. They make like a 3-band one and a 2-band one, but today we're talking about the 4-band one and the extra strength wrist strap. I will tell you right now, if you do end up getting a wrist strap, I would definitely push you towards getting the highest strength wrist strap you can get. The reason being is if you get an extra strength wrist strap like this and you don't want too much support, you want just a little bit of support, you simply just don't crank down on, you simply just don't crank down as snug as you would if you want a ton of support, okay? And anything like this, that's a fabric, that's a spring, over time, over tons of use, 6 months, a year, 2 years, is only going to get weaker, okay? So if you start off with a weak wrist wrap, if you start off with a medium wrist wrap, it's going to almost be like nothing by the time a year rolls around, 2 year rolls around. And when you buy a high quality wrist wrap, very similar to Bear Grips, you're going to want to keep these for a long, long time because they're going to last a long, long time. But again, anything with the spring in it is going to essentially become weaker over time, regardless of the quality. So I would certainly push you towards getting, if you do get wrist wraps, go for the highest strength, the hardest support you can get. And again, now you guys probably can't see this, but I'm telling you right now, in terms of thickness, these are very thick wrist straps, which is nice. Sometimes you get these wrist straps that are super thin and you can just tell that the quality is chintzy, for lack of a better term. Again, the stitching looks like it's double and triple stitched. When you pick it up, when you feel it, when you put this on, you feel the quality. I mean, you really notice the durability in these. And again, these are the extra strength wrist straps. Let's talk about the size. This is an 18-inch wrist strap. It comes in 12-inch for $20 retail, 18 inches for $25, and then 24 inches for $30 retail. We'll talk about pricing a little bit later on. In terms of size, I've liked the 18-inch. I would say for you, if you're interested in these, to get the 18-inch or the 24-inch. The reason being, when I put these on and wrap these around, the 18-inch is nice, right? I don't have to think about it too much. I can just wrap it around pretty quick. I feel as though if I had the 12-inch, even though I'd be able to get it around my wrist, I would have to be more careful with how I lined it up to make sure that it was sitting just right. Whereas with the 18 or the 24, you can just kind of give it a couple wraps and you're good to go without having to put much thought into it whatsoever. So we talked about the quality of how high quality these Bear Grip wrist wraps are. Let's talk about the company in general. They have a 60-day money-back guarantee. And that's something I hadn't seen before, to be completely honest with you. And the reason is, like I said, some of these companies are just in it for the quick buck. They sell you a cheap product and hope they never hear from you again. The fact that they're allowing you to use these for 60 days means that Bear Grips stands behind their product. Before I get to the juicy stuff, the giveaway, I want to talk about a few other items. So let's talk about coloring. If you're old like me, you don't care what color you get, but there are 3 options. They have white and black, gray and black, and then black and black for their wrist straps. Personally, I would suggest getting a dark color. And again, I'm not trying to match any of my gym outfits to my wrist straps. So if you are, pick the color that best suits you. The reason I would say to get a dark color is because if you go to the gym, these things get dirty, right? And if you've got a very dark color, it's hard to see how dirty they are. Now let's talk about pricing. As I briefly mentioned, if you get the 12-inch, that's $20. The 18-inch, as you see here, is actually $25. And then the 24-inch is $30. That's all retail. First off, if you've watched this channel ever before, you know we never pay retail. I'm going to have these Bear Grips guys, again, www.beargrips.com, set up a code NOFADE247 to get you at least 10% off. Now, that brings it down to about $27, and I will tell you that is expensive for wrist straps. But you get what you pay for. These are extra strength wrist straps. These are great quality wrist straps. I've really enjoyed mine, and I'm going to be very sad when I have to give that extra pair away. And when you get a pair like this with good quality, it's going to last you 2 to 3 years minimum. Okay, so even though it seems like a large amount of money up front, you're going to not only enjoy it, you're going to get a long, long time out of it. So again, definitely try to shoot towards a darker color because when it gets dirty, you won't notice it. And don't be afraid of paying that higher cost for these wrist wraps. So many of those cheaper companies will try to sell you on their price point, And the reality is you're going to get them, you're going to use them for 3 months, and you're going to be looking for another pair very, very quickly. So I have told you all of the reasons that Bear Grips wrist wraps are so high quality, and here is one more. It comes with a nice resealable pouch, okay? So why is that nice? If you are anal retentive like me and you like to keep your gym bag organized and all your gym equipment organized, it's nice because you can actually put them right back in when you're not using them, when your workout's done, or when you're organizing your gym bag, put them right back in this pouch, and they're not gonna get lost in your duffel bag or whatnot. And it just shows you the quality that Bear Grips goes through in terms of delivering such a pristine, superior product. All right, it is the time you've been waiting for. What do you have to do to win this beautiful new pair of Bear Grips wrist wraps? Now, normally, I would love to actually hold on to this extra pair, but since my pair that they gave me is going to last at least 2 or 3 years, I've got no qualms about actually shipping these out to you for free. First and foremost, you need to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button. You probably did that anyway. Secondly, you need to go over to Instagram. I know you have an Instagram account, and you need to make sure you are following Bear Grips and my own channel, No Fate 24/7. And if you're watching this video, I have put up a post on Instagram. You need to like that post and then tag 2 of your friends who might be interested in wrist wraps as well. You can do multiple entries, okay? So if you have got a lot of friends, unlike me, you could do tons and tons of entries to boost your chances of winning. Now, what are your chances of winning? Okay, let's just talk about it. Normally, if this was a massive channel, they would be slim to none. This is a small channel. I have very few subscribers. I love you all. Many of them are relatives who've subscribed because I talked them into it and don't watch any of my videos, okay? I don't even have that many Instagram followers because not too many people are interested in a dad Instagram account. So, if you're watching this video, you're in luck, okay? You've got a very likely chance of winning these, and I'm not even gonna charge you for shipping and handling. So if you've come this far in the video, you know what to do. Give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, head over to Instagram, make sure you are following Bear Grips, make sure you are following No Fate 24/7, and then of course, like that post that is the giveaway post, tag 2 of your friends, and if you've got more than 2 friends, of course, tag them as well. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. I am dedicated to helping you dads be great parents to your children and still accomplish your own personal goals. I post tips and tricks to save you dads time, energy, and money. 3 things that are in short supply for every dad out there.